Good evening, YouTube. Good evening. I hope everybody is well. Thank you to everybody in the chat room, and good evening to all of you. Listen, we're trying to do a madness. We're trying to get Dayot Upamecano. I think I got his name right this time. I do struggle with that name. I have done all summer. But yes, we're trying to sign him. Obviously, you can see in the title of the video, it's £55 million that we have bid. That has been swiftly rejected. And there's reports coming out that he has a £100 million buyout clause. Or 100 million euros, which equates to about 92 million pounds. So listen, are we going to go and do that? Are we going to make him the world's most expensive centre-back? We've already seen Harry Maguire become that, and he is now the world's most expensive. Not quite sure why they've paid that much money for him, but listen, that's Man United's issue. As for this guy, fantastic centre-back, fantastic centre-back. In fact, the guy who stands next to him and plays centre-back with him, Kanate, he's equally as good. Either of them two would be fantastic, but they apparently, a lot of people are saying this in the comments as well, they're apparently wanting £70 million. Now, the short and curlies of that is, if we go and get him for £70 million, that is £10 million cheaper than Man U have just spunked on £80 million Harry Maguire. That would equate to fantastic business, because this guy is destined to go all the way to the very top. He's fantastic. He's very quick, very physical, good ball player, very good in the air. He's very strong. He's got every attribute to succeed in the Premier League. And for 70 million, I think we should go and do it. Go and get it done. That would represent fantastic business. He's 20 years old. So he could literally play for the next 15 years, next 14 years, something like that. I think that would be mad if we went and got him. Could you imagine the buzz around the stadium and in the fan base and everybody online and stuff like that that's linked with Arsenal, got a connection to Arsenal? If we went and done Pepe and then this guy, jeez, that would be absolutely mad. There's a lot of people reporting it out there right now. In fact, one of the guys who's reporting it is Fabrizio Romani. That was the guy who first reported that Pepe was coming to Arsenal. So somebody's just put that in the comments as well. Good evening to you, my friend. But yes, he was the guy who first announced that Pepe was signing for Arsenal. He announced it on the 13th of July, saying that we'd had a bid accepted. Then I think it was Ornstein came out and said, no, that's not happened. It's not true. And then obviously 2.5 weeks later, welcome to Arsenal, Nicolas Pepe. So it's all good news right now. Let's just hope that there is time to get this deal done. It's not going to be easy if we can go back in with another bid. Listen, Germany's only across the pond, so across the water. So we get across the water, we go over there, we tie up the deal, we do a medical, and hey presto, he could be an Arsenal player. So yeah, 70 million. Go and do it, Arsenal, man. 55 million is obviously just the starting offer, but we ain't got time to muck about with starting offer, middle offer, next offer, next offer. We need to get it done now. We've got 3 days to get it done. So yeah, let's go and do this, Arsenal. Let's go and get this sorted. Let's go out there. Let's go and make a statement this summer of buying Pepe and a proper centre back as well. Listen, if we get this guy, I don't think it is going to happen. I don't think there's enough time for it to happen. But you never know. These things could happen very, very quickly, and you never know. If we offer up the right money, that could be done and dusted very, very quickly. A flight from Germany takes what, an hour and a half. So who knows? Who knows? Who knows what's around the corner? We're also linked to Regani as well. I mentioned that on the daily transfer update this morning. Well, it was this afternoon by the time I dropped it, but yeah, we're in for him as well. Sporting director from Juventus is in London. He's flown over. He's coming over to apparently do a deal for Regani to Arsenal, and we're not sure whether that's going to be a loan move for 2 years or whether that's actually going to be a transfer fee. The reason I'm saying that is because they're actually willing to accept offers on him. So I don't know. We shall see what happens. They're also in England as well because they're trying to do a deal for Dybala to leave the club, and obviously Lukaku going the other way. So they're obviously smoking some serious fucking high grade over in Turin, because why they want to swap Dybala for Lukaku is beyond me. But there you go. Anyway, Listen, 5 minutes of me waffling about two centre backs. Let's read some of your comments. There will be no 9 o'clock stream as well. So I will not be around this evening, maybe not even tomorrow as well. So yeah, sadly, the streams might die down the next today and tomorrow. So I'll see if I can still do them, but I've got a couple of things on. I've mentioned it in the transfer video this morning. But yeah, let's read some of your comments out. Lukaku is a good striker. Well, I don't know. Mate, he knows where the back of the net is. I'll give him that. But mate, his link-up play, his ball play, he's just useless, mate. Konate, Upamecano. Now, listen, either of them, Holmes and Batman, what a quality name. Listen, either of them, I'll take both. I'll take both. Can you imagine if we bought them both? What a backline we'd have. But I don't know. Listen, the stories come out of nowhere. We were linked to centre backs, a couple of centre backs throughout the summer. He was one of them very early in the summer, but that story fizzled out very quickly. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we can do 55 million plus Mustafi, plus Mkhitaryan, plus Jenkinson, plus El Neni. Maybe they'll take that deal. Who knows? Is this actually true? I don't know, mate. I don't know. I'm just reading what everyone else has put out there. So everyone's saying it. And the guy, one of the guys who's saying it was the guy who mentioned Pepe to Arsenal before anybody. So, and other journalists were coming out saying that Pepe weren't coming at all. It's all fake news. Well, it turned out to be real. So I don't know. Does he play in Saliba's position? Yeah, they're both centre-backs, mate. So if we get him in and then we get Saliba next summer, that would be fantastic. So yeah, like I said, listen, it's going to be very rushed if it does happen, but it's going to cost more than the 55 million that's been rejected. They want around 70 million quid. And when you put that into perspective, Harry Maguire's gone for 10 million more. Go and do it. Go and get it done. Good evening, Sergio. Hope you're well, mate. I did not get the notification. Listen, YouTube's been moving mad recently. It don't give the notifications out until after the streams a lot of the time. So listen, I can't do anything with that. I just put the stream up and hopefully people join it. But Arsenal means business. Good evening, Rabba. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're good, mate. Titi is available for cheaper. He is, that is true, but he is 5 years older and he's just come off of the back of a nasty injury. So I don't know. Listen, we need a centre-back. That's one thing we can all agree on. We need a centre-back by Thursday. If we don't get one, we're in big trouble going into the season. And listen, our front line will always score goals. The back line will always ship goals because they simply are not good enough. So hopefully in the next 3 days, we go and address that situation and go and sort it out. Thank you to over 720 watching live right now. Not even 10% of you like this video. So all please go and do stick a thumbs up on the video. It does get the channel out there to non-subscribers, which then grows the channel because if they like it, they then subscribe. So it does help. And big up for nearly 26,000 of you that have subscribed already, pushing close to that 30K now. So thank you very much for that. Let's read some more of these. Boateng is my man. Boateng, not for me, bruv. Yeah, 5 years ago. Accept my Xbox invite, mate. I ain't been on my Xbox for days, so yeah, when I go on it, I'll be doing that. Grimaldo is also linked. I haven't seen that, but I will do so after I come off of this stream. Boateng is Upamecano grandpa. At the end of the season, you will have more. Well, I hope so. I hope it's going in the right direction. Anyone who's watched my podcast as well, big up yourselves because everyone who's commented on it has been absolutely fantastic. The views have been decent as well for a first ever podcast. It's pushing up towards 20,000 views. So for those who don't have time to go and sit and do 50 minutes in one hit, I've chopped it up into 5 segments. I've dropped 2 of them today, so if you haven't seen it, you can watch them in 10, 11-minute stages. I'll be dropping the other 3 tomorrow, so keep your eyes peeled for that. You can watch it in stages, so rather than doing it all in one 52-minute section, because I know a lot of people haven't got time to do that. So, and it's funny because I put them 2 segments out there today, and a lot of people that have commented and watched it hadn't watched it originally, so they've now found that. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's got good love on it. So thank you very much for that. Mustafi, Phil Jones swap move. No, thank you. No, thank you. Listen, Man United has basically spent £80 million on on another Phil Jones. Let's be real, he ain't £80 million, is he? Come on. Yeah, and he got spun up by a lot of strikers last season, so that's going to be fun for him. Can't wait for the meltdown about him in about December when they're all spitting their dummies out saying Ollie out. Claude is a good guy, says Rabba. Hey, listen, Claude's a legend, mate. Love him to bits, and we had a good time filming that. It was a good crack, and yeah, man, it was good. Well happy with it. Maguire is good. Listen, I'm only bantering, man. I'm bantering, but he ain't 80 million quid's worth. They've had their pants pulled down. So fair play to Leicester City, because that's ridiculous that he is the world's most expensive centre back ever. That's just wow. Really, really. What do you think about Skriniar? Says Garv. Good evening to you, mate. Well, listen, he's a fantastic player. And I'm shocked nobody's even gone in for him this summer. It's a little bit of a weird one to me why nobody's gone in for him. There's a lot of good centre-backs out there. In fact, there's a lot of good players out there. Hakim Ziyech as well. Why has nobody gone in for him? What's that all about? That geezer's, what, 30-odd million quid? One of the best players in the Champions League campaign last season for Ajax. And nobody wants him. Like, what's going on? What happened about Monaco in for Mustafi, says the Joker, a.f.c. for life. Well, that seems to have died a death as well. But listen, I'm not too worried about players going out by Thursday, because the window abroad is open until the end of August. So just because the players coming in shuts on Thursday for English teams, we can still get rid of players to foreign teams. So I'm not really too fussed about that right now. It's more about who comes in, and we've got 3 days to sign players. So we need to hurry up. We need a left back. We need a centre back. Then after that, we then worry about who's going out. So yeah, let's see what happens. Confirmed Cahill to Palace. Well, we've dodged one there, haven't we, mate? So that's a result, Adam. If it was 55 million, then why don't we go and get Ruben Diaz? Says Arnold. Well, that's a shout. Exactly. That's how much he costs, about 50-odd million quid. But I think Upamecano's a lot better. That's just my opinion. I think he's a lot better. I think he's a little bit younger, isn't he? I think they might be the same age. I can't remember. But either way, they're both decent players, very decent players, and either of them would help make the team better. So I don't know, but it just goes to show that, you know, Arsenal are going in there bidding for players. They are, but then again, like it's such short notice now. It's 3 days till the window shuts. You know, can you get the deal done in 3 days? Probably. Is it going to be close? Like tight? Probably. But it can be done. But you can't be going in there with Mickey Mouse prices of 55 million. If you want him, pay the money. It's at that stage of the window now where you just have to pay the money. If you want him, you do it. A little bit like Man United. They've paid well over the odds for Harry Maguire, but they wanted him, so they've done it. So if we want this guy, you go in. If they're saying £70 million, which is reportedly what they want, you go and bid the 70 million, you get it done ASAP. You fly him over on the next flight, or put a jet on for him or whatever. You get him over here, you get it signed, sealed and delivered, and unveil him to the fans and get every single Arsenal fan buzzing for the season, which, by the way, starts on Sunday. So 6 more days and we're kicking off away to Newcastle. So we need to hurry up and get this business done. We desperately, desperately need a centre-back, and I just hope that we get one, because otherwise we're going to be banging trouble. You should get Freddie Ljungberg on your podcast. Mate, if I had them sort of connections, mate, then I'd probably be a multi-millionaire, mate. How about Kimpembe? Well, that's another one. I think he's quality, mate. I rate him a lot. So I'd go from, listen, 3 days. If you're going to go and try and get a player, there's 2 ways you do it. You go and get a player from very close abroad, i.e. France, Germany, Spain. It's only a few hours on a plane, Italy. Like, you can't be going for none of these South American ones. It's too long. It's too far out there now. So you've got to stay Europe-based. If you don't stay in Europe, then you probably ain't going to get a centre-back if you want to go further afield, because, you know, to get the flights, get them over, get them through a medical and all that, it takes time. Get all the paperwork done, the solicitors involved. It's going to... Oh, I just choked to death. Jesus Christ. Mate, you're witnessing me having a slow and painful death on camera. Fucking hell. So yeah, You have to stay kind of local. Fucking hell, man! It is so hot in this apartment as well. I swear, it's like 30 degrees in this house. At this point, we should just terminate Xhaka and Mickey's contracts. Absolutely useless yesterday. Well, listen, there's a lot of players whose contracts I'd terminate, mate. So, yeah, possibility, but it ain't going to happen, mate. It ain't going to happen. But, you know, listen, you never know. Arsenal could go out and get this player and go and get rid of a hell of a lot of players next month. Mickey could be one of them. I'm not quite sure Granit Xhaka is going to be one of them. But Mkhitaryan definitely could be. So, get some aircon. Mate, I was looking at a Dyson fan, but they're like 400, 300 quid or something stupid, man. But seriously, mate, I can hardly breathe in this house. Pepe was fake news before we... Exactly. Pepe was fake news. Even a well-respected Arsenal tweeting journalist, David Ornstein, said Pepe to Arsenal was fake news. So all the people in the comments saying fake news, well, how do you know that? How do you know? By the time we fix the defence, the attack will need fixing again. Exactly. That's the worry, mate. We need to get it done now. So yeah, listen, for those of you joining late, and there's over 1,100 of you watching live now, we have had a bid for £55 million rejected by RB Leipzig over in Germany for Dayot Upamecano, the centre-back, the 20-year-old centre-back. He has a buyout clause of £92 million. They want around £70 million for him. Now, we're at that stage of the transfer window where we just have to go and get it done. So if we want him, go and do it. Go and sign him. Go and pay the money. Let's not piss about with extra 5 million here, extra 5 million there. Let's just go and do it. So yeah, listen, over 1,100 of you watching live. Please do stick a like on the video. That does help. Also subscribe if you're new as well. But listen, Thursday, 5-hour straight stream on deadline day. I'm going to have a few people coming on for that one as well throughout the 5 hours. So keep your eyes peeled for that. That should be absolutely wicked, especially if we sign a player. That will go mad. So, yeah, I can't wait for that. And also, like I said, if you haven't checked out the podcast, go back and check that out. It was with Claude. I absolutely love him to bits. We had a good laugh as well. It was a good crack doing that. And then, like I said, if you haven't got 52 minutes to watch it, I'm chopping it up into 10, 11-minute segments. 2 of them have come out today. 3 have come out tomorrow. So yeah, you can watch it in sort of 10-minute intervals, really. So, right, I'm going to get myself off. There will be no 9 o'clock stream. So anyone who's waiting for that, there will not be one. I will be back tomorrow mid-morning with a daily transfer update. So thank you very much for all the love. Thank you very much to over 1,100 of you that watched live and everybody in the comments. Do genuinely appreciate it. Have a lovely evening. Laters, peeps.